Hey everybody, I'm Topher. Welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman. I started this channel because I'm a fan of craft beer, but I'm also on a limited budget. So I wanted to demonstrate it was possible to enjoy good quality beers without having to break the bank. On this channel, I try to demystify craft beer and break through some of the elitism that surrounds it and make it accessible to the masses. So I'm always looking for the best deal on beers, and today's is a pretty good deal. I paid $3.67 for this 16-ounce or pint can of ETA 6 hours, no problem. I'm sure your Hamptons party is totally worth the drive. It is a double dry hopped IPA. So yes, that is the entire title. And if you are unfamiliar with Evil Twin Brewing, Evil Twin Brewing actually started out in Denmark. He is a gypsy brewer. He does not have a brewery of his own. In fact, 12% Brewing brewed this little delight. Right now, he's been brewing out of Brooklyn for the most part, I've noticed. Um, but he is known for making quality beers. I myself have had 9 different beers from him with an average score of 3.80. So very interesting beers, good quality beers, the kind of beers that you normally don't get for $3.67 for a pint can. But that was a sweetheart of a deal that I got from a retailer known as Liquor Lineup. And if you're ever in North Las Vegas, check out Liquor Lineup on Losee Road. They got some super deals. This particular beer has a 7%? Yeah, 7% ABV. Typically, American IPAs come in between 5.5 and 7.5 on the ABV scale. I do not have an IBU count. Only had one friend on Untapped check in on this, and Josh Arno did not. He did not rank it, so I have no ranking from him. However, 1,633 of us have ranked it on Untapped, giving it a cumulative score of 4.03, so very high marks there. Beer Advocate only had 9 rankings, which means that they don't have an overall score, but the average score on Beer Advocate has been 4.1. Very high marks there. So this is Evil Twin is as I said, is a gypsy brewer. He's a non-traditional brewer, and he loves these long, long titles for a beer. I mean, that might be honestly the longest title I've ever seen for a beer. Um, but yeah, almost always good beers. I wasn't crazy about the one lemonade shandy type beer that he made a while back, but that's immaterial. More often than not, they're really good beers. And but if you go to the website, his website, it's not particularly user friendly. The beers are not listed in alphabetical order. I went through the list a couple of times. I never did find this particular beer in there. So I've got to assume this is a fairly new beer. And I don't think he brews very big batches. So it's the kind of thing whereby if you don't get the beer when it's available, you're probably gonna miss out. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour this bad boy. I'm gonna be using my stone stemmed IPA glass. And let's see how this pours. Although it is double dry hopped, it is not a double IPA. This is a standard IPA. So we've got double dry hopping, but this is not a double or an imperial IPA. And this is pouring, I'm going to describe that as medium high carbonation. We got lots and lots of tiny little bubbles going there. What you are seeing is maybe 2 tints darker than the actual color itself. It's closer to a golden color. And what you're seeing there is, well, almost a brassy color. This is definitely more close to golden. That head seems to be fairly resilient. I mean, I see a few bubbles popping here and there, but it's not just boom, 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 boom. Did not get anything in the way of notes when I opened the can. So let me do a quick beard wipe. Hop profile. That's what I got mostly there was the hop profile. Let me stick my schnoz in and see if there's anything else I can get. Very pineapple, very citrus, lots and lots of citric acid going on. Very citrusy smell, very almost tropical citrusy. So I don't see any reason to keep yapping my flap. I'm going to drink some beer. Cheers. Okay. Initial thoughts. I'm gonna describe that as a medium low mouthfeel. There's not a lot of spikiness to it, but at the same time, it is very pineapple-y, but it's like a subtle pineapple. Uh, Very tropical and citrus in nature. Once again, this brewer is kind of like Stillwater, where I like the brewers who take a hop and say, yes, I can get some bitterness out of this. That's the easiest thing, but what else can I get out of this hop? What other flavors can I evoke? And that's what this is all about. He's not trying to make a bitter beer. I bet that's why there's maybe one of the reasons that the IBU count is not on the beer itself. This has a creamy finish, and I love when an IPA has a creamy finish. As I said, yeah, it's very citrusy. It's almost like a pineapple beer. Honestly, it really is. But yet at the same time, I wouldn't go. But that's not fair either. It's it would actually be better to call it a tropical beer rather than a pineapple beer because while yes, I do taste pineapple, it's a subdued pineapple, kind of like. Do you ever get a pineapple and cream, juice bar, something like that, where the pineapple is there, but it's sort of subdued a little bit by the creaminess. That's kind of what we have going on here. Very tropical, very pineapple. Not particularly bitter. As I said, he really went for the other characteristics that you can get out of a hop, other than just bitterness. And I'm really really liking this beer. Um, I have no idea what this would normally be on shelves. I'm gonna guess probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about I'm gonna say at least seven, possibly as much as $10 for Evil Twin Brewings. That's why I rarely get a chance to review them. It's not until I get a sweetheart of a deal like I did on Instagram through Liquor Lineup that I'm actually able to afford beers from Evil Twin. More often than not, when I drink an Evil Twin beer, it's on tap somewhere, and that's how I can afford to drink Evil Twins beers. Um, but hey, I gotta say, when this is one of those cases whereby, uh, yes, it costs more, but it's worth it, and I'm sure like I said, $3.67 for this particular brewer is extraordinary, and I'm just glad I found this opportunity. And that's one of the things I'm going to be trying to put in my book. I am going to be coming out with an ebook before very long, trying to give you some ideas on how to go about finding some of the better deals on beer. And one of those things is definitely follow your local retailers on Instagram because there are things to be found there. Twice now, I found either a deal or I've won. Um, contest via Instagram. So follow your local guys for sure. Well, let's see. What to give this beer? I'm liking it a lot. I'm thinking that it deserves a 4.5. The beer itself, extra that it's going to get that extra 0.25 for coming in a can. So we're looking at a 4.75 beer. I've had some really great beers lately, and it is. I have to admit, it's making me kind of reassess, my views on trying to find the cheapest craft beer, but at the same time, it's a matter of looking for deals, not always looking for the cheapest thing. So anyway, this is a great beer. I'm going to show you the can one more time. You're not going to remember that title. I don't blame you, but it starts with ETA 6 hours. Start with that, and I doubt you're going to find another beer out there whose title starts with ETA 6 hours question mark. So start with that, and then you can go on to the no problem. I'm sure your Hamptons party is totally worth the drive. If you've ever been to the Hamptons, I would say it's totally worth the drive. I mean, I went to some great parties in the Hamptons when I lived in New York. So I would make a 6 hour drive to check out the Hamptons, and I'd make a 6 hour drive to check out this beer. Well, guys, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. Cheers.